Welcome to the show. Welcome, everyone. Good morning to each and every one of you. And, thank you for always tuning in. Thank you to always for your best interest because, 80% is showing up and 80% of all of you who tune in, whether you're tuning in from work, whether you're at home, but, we appreciate you for taking out your time to listen, learn, and grow. And this is where growth happens when you are actively listening to what Ria and I are sharing. So for all of you who do not know as to what is the premise of the show, well, my co-host Ria, she talks about real estate and I talk about from the mindset perspective. So together, Ria and I, we bridge the gap to your success. And this is what it's all about. So first of all, I want to welcome each and every one of you. My name is Alka.
My name is Ria,
And
welcome
welcome to our show. Okay, so today I'm going to be leading the conversation. And today, what I want to talk about, I've shared this conversation before, but I always want to bring back because anytime I'm talking about mindset, there is a lot. And it's very there's a lot to absorb when it comes to the mindset perspective. So today I want to talk about getting uncomfortable. Now, when I talk about getting uncomfortable, what does that mean to you? What does getting uncomfortable mean for you? I mean, we're already into March, so we're into third month of 2025. What are your goals for 2025? What are you aspiring to, to get out, whether in your business, whether at work, whether in your life? What are you doing so 2025 is more fulfilling? Okay, so to better illustrate what I want to talk about today, getting uncomfortable. And you know what? If you can see the illustration. So basically, when it comes to, so this diagram was devised by a Viennese psychologist. And what he talked about is that, we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind, and then the body. Now, what does that represent? What does the body represent? And what do these antennae that you can see above the conscious mind? Well, this simply states that your antennae are like the radio frequencies, right? It's a radio frequency. So what you are feeding your conscious mind, whether it be a negative or positive, what are you feeding your conscious mind? And this is what the antennas, the antennas that you see is representing in your conscious mind. And what is more powerful is your subconscious mind. And the subconscious is your intellectual, is your feeling mind, is your emotional mind. And what you feed your subconscious is going to come about. So as I said to you in the beginning, what are you aspiring to get out of 2025? I mean, it's just amazing how, we're already approaching March, but what are your goals? What is your target that you set daily? And getting uncomfortable, which is the topic for today, is because if you are finding uneasy to take that quantum leap for the growth, right? So what is that target that you are setting out? Say, for example, the target that you're setting for work. That might be you want to, say, raise an additional 50,000 or additional 20,000 to your salary. Well, what are you doing? What are the actions that you are taking? And this all comes down to your subconscious, because your subconscious, if you feed your subconscious everything that you are taking, you're taking those actions, you're taking your positive in your behavior, in your actions, right? Then you are going to see that additional 10, 20,000 in your paycheck. So are you guys following me right now as to how important is your subconscious mind? And then if you're at some so adversely, if you're feeding your subconscious, and this is why most people don't take the quantum leap. This is why most people find it uneasy to, you know, and they stay stuck. They remain at the level where they are in, in your work, in your business, in any endeavor. They remain stuck because they have not used the proper, and here, use your proper, like the antennae here, which represent your conscious mind. And then the subconscious mind is going to help you to see where you are today. What is holding you back? And when we hold ourselves back, then adversely, that's going to affect to our body. And if it's a negative, what you are feeling, if it's a negative part of your mind that is not, you feel uneasy. You feel uneasy. Why do you feel uneasy? Well, people feel uneasy. They don't take the quantum leap because they have a fear. Either you have a fear that you cannot do that thing, whether it's at work. So the example could be, doing a presentation. You have a fear of doing a presentation that will hold you back in anything. So if you think about what is holding you back, and that's on your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is not allowing you to move forward because your subconscious is going to help you to do that. But that you have to help yourself in order to have and to to take those actions. You got to. And then when you do that, your subconscious really helps you. So here, what I've just illustrated is a very, very powerful diagram that, the antennas that we have going on every single day. This is it's like a radio frequency. So the radio frequency is your attitude, is your behavior, is guiding you. So this is why it's on your conscious mind, above your conscious mind, because whatever's happening at your conscious level has to then filter down to your subconscious level. And so if it's not at the subconscious level, which is the most powerful place that you can be, this is why most people do remain stuck. This is why most people find it uneasy to elevate, to go to that next level. Why? Because they have a fear that the fear is going to hold you back. And this is why most people in any endeavor that, we see people, whether in business, in life, in sports, in any endeavor, those successful people have the subconscious right. This is why most are successful. They have elevated to, to the success or the wealth that, we all know of, because their subconscious, they've got this right. So it's your emotional. It's your emotional. And then when you get your subconscious right, then you can take you are able to take the quantum leaps to your next life, or to the next level as to what you aspire to do. And then the body, why is this here? What is the body representing? The body is representing that if you feed your mind the negatives, it filters down to your body. And this is what, you have symptoms, you have ailments that happens in your body. And sometimes you're not knowing as to what's happening internally to our body. People have things happen. And this is why it's very important that you always stay at the frequency that is really elevating you and your thoughts and your behaviors, because these are all interconnected. Your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions that allow you to progress and move forward. So today's conversation is about getting uncomfortable. And this is what I stated to you in the beginning. What does getting uncomfortable mean for you? And the second question is, what are you doing about it? Or what are you going to do about getting uncomfortable, about taking the quantum leaps? Because taking the quantum leaps to your next level, to where you want to be, is really going to help you. So I'm just going to pause it right there because I know there was a lot to digest, and I will come back to this diagram because it's a very, very powerful diagram devised by a Viennese psychologist. And when he was seeing his patients, he really saw great changes as to what, and so I'll just share a brief story with you. So this Viennese psychologist, and it's from the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and I absolutely love that book. And so the doctor in that book, he talks about, he had patients coming to his clinic, and he was a plastic surgeon, and what was interesting about this brief story that I want to share with you, which absolutely relates to what I've been talking about. So this plastic surgeon, he had patients come into his clinic, and the patients, they wanted the exterior of the face, they want any part of the body changed. But what happens is not, if you have plastic surgery done, is not that the exterior of your part of your face changes. What remains intact is your interior. Your exterior can change, any part of you can change anytime. But what remains intact is your interior, is the inside of you. The inside of you of a human being does not change. But what he saw, the results that he saw in his patients, was profound. So I want you to grab that book if you love to read, and read the Psycho-Cybernetics, because it's a very, very powerful tool. Anyhow, just going off tangent, but this diagram is a very powerful diagram. So I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm just going to pause. And if you want to, drop it in the chat as to what were your takeaways? What was your aha moment? Wow, this is so uplifting that you are going to do this, right? So I want you to ask yourself every single day, how are you taking quantum leaps? We're approaching third month of 2025. So it's time that, it's never too late, but you can start now. Say to yourself, how are you taking quantum leaps in every day? And what are you doing? What are the actions that you are taking? So you're taking quantum leaps means you're growing. You're taking the growth, you're taking quantum leaps to charge yourself to the growth that you want to see for the rest of 2025. Ria.
Yes, thank you for that, Alka. You know what? When you say how, the fear, right? The barrier, so that the mind, the conscious, can go down to the subconscious, which you say is very powerful. That reminds me of, either walking through fire with Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Some people would break the board, right? After, to cut it, physically. Sometimes,
right.
what I feel like is that people would need to go through that physical walk to get through the barrier, to reach through that subconscious mind. And if you attended, whether Tony Robbins or any other mentors out there, what they do is actually so that you can get down, or we can get down to that subconscious level. So how and what do you think people can do, right, to get down to that subconscious, to break that barrier so that they can use that powerful subconscious mind that you're talking about?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so go ahead. What you said? What was that second part?
Any other tips? So, like I said, our mentors, Tony Robbins, walk through the fire. Some, break through the board. Any other things where where our listeners and our viewers can break that physical barrier so that they can get down through the subconscious and make use of that subconscious, because like you said, it's already February 24 and time, we're already one third of the way of the end of the year. So now is the time to break that physical barrier
Exactly.
or get to the subconscious, which is very powerful.
That's right. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Ria. Yeah, so how you can really break through the sound barrier, and when I say sound barrier, is that how are you breaking through this so your subconscious is able to guide you, is able to show you, okay, what is the potential you may be right now, you may be stuck, or you may be finding, how can I do what I want to do? So to break through the subconscious, you have to, number one, you have to believe, right? As Napoleon Hill says in the Think and Grow Rich, the mind which conceives and believes, right? Believes, you got to believe, he achieves. So without belief and the hope and the faith, if you don't believe that you can say break the board, like Ria gave an example, break the board and walk through fire. Walking through fire, yes, that takes a lot of the mental, it's a lot of the mental, but the mental is only like fear. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. So that's all in the mental. So if you want to, right, if you want to walk on the fire, if you want to achieve anything you want to achieve that you feel is not even possible in your radar right now, I want you to say to yourself, do I believe in myself at this moment? Do I believe enough that with my mental capacities and the capabilities that I have, I can do anything? When you have that mindset that you can do anything, you will achieve greatness. You will achieve beyond what you thought possible. Because let me tell you, with the diagram that I illustrated, if the psychologist, if the patients did not believe that yes, they were going to be cured, from the plastic surgery that they had done facially, if they did not believe that they were going to be 100% cured, do you think the plastic surgeons would be in business? So it's one aspect of having plastic surgery, but then is the patient going in to have that surgery, do they believe enough in themselves that they're going to be cured, that they are going to, they're going to look beautiful, whatever you do to your face? If you feel, you're going to go in, let me share an example. So if you're going in for plastic surgery tomorrow, you want to have a rhinoplasty, is your nose. Do you feel that even before you go onto and you're at the operating theater, you're on the table, what are you saying to yourself? Do you believe enough? That's where belief comes in every aspect. Belief comes in. So you're lying on the operating table and you're saying, oh my gosh, I hope it comes out. I hope everything comes out. Then you're not believing. If you're saying to yourself at that moment, right, Ria, being a physician, if you're saying to yourself right now, lying on the operating table, oh my gosh, hope everything comes out, hope everything is fine. No, then you're not believing yourself. If you believe in yourself, the adverse of what you're feeling right now, or what I said just now, if you believe in yourself enough, you have faith in the doctors around performing the surgery, then you believe in yourself 110%, right? So that belief carries on to every aspect of our lives, in life, in business, in your job. Everything is belief. It's based around belief. So what do you believe? And I know, Ria, I'm going off tangent, but it's a very important tangent that our viewers need to understand, that your belief is the most powerful that you have. It's a tool that you need to use every single day in your toolkit. Because if you don't, and then you go and something happens, then you don't want to second guess yourself every single time. So to answer your long question, Ria, is yeah, how you break through to the subconscious, your belief has to be there. Your belief, whether you're walking through fire, you're breaking through, walking through ice, you're having that dip in the ice that's really freezing cold. You know, your belief that yes, I can do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna overcome this. I'm gonna, so accept the challenge. Number two, you have to accept the challenge that you want to do. So whatever that challenge is, make a list. What are you wanting to do? Make a list. And then 2025, break through that. Breakthrough, which is mental. It requires mental. And everything is mental, how you change, what you do, change physically, change in, in life, business, anything. What you want, you have to challenge and you have to take those actions to do that. So Ria, I hope that answers your question, but this is how literally you do it. Amen.
That's right. You got to believe, make a list, and break through. Let's go.
Exactly. Breakthrough. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get you all, really sort of getting pumped up now for 2025. We still, we're 3 months into 2025. You still have the rest of this year to really now take that quantum leap, believe in yourself, believe that yes, you can do it, and yet attack that. And when you attack those challenges that you have, maybe before you didn't believe that yes, you can do it, today and tomorrow and the day after, you believe that yes, you can do it. So everything is a step-by-step process, but this is how we want to take you to where you were, where you are, to where you want to go. So I appreciate Maria and we appreciate each and every one of you. And make the rest of the day the best of your day. Make the best of this year, that you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, wow, you know what, you've come a long way. And that's what Ria and I, we want you to come a long way to where you were, where you started on your journey, to where you are today. It's just going to be amazing. So Ria and I, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for always being amazing viewers. And we will see you the same time, same place tomorrow morning. Bye for now, guys.